So I watched Supergirl. I know it's a trending topic on comic book Twitter and social media right now. I watched it obviously the night it came out. And I gotta say, it was pretty mediocre. I'm not gonna spoil it or anything in this review. I wouldn't even really call it a review. I'm just talking, you know, in a microphone. I'm not a movie reviewer, but I gotta say, man, going into this movie with some sort of excitement for, a Supergirl movie in the same universe as Superman was in that came out, last summer, which I thought was a pretty, good movie as well, especially the starter to a whole universe. The follow-up being Supergirl is very, very disappointing. Not because the acting was bad or because um, you know, the material was bad, I guess. I think it's more so the fact that the script sucked. Like I mean that's the honest way I could put it. I think the script sucked. I think it was very generic. They didn't try to, reinvent the wheel um by being something that they weren't. We knew what this movie was. It's a comic book movie about a young adult teenage girl or woman um with superpowers that don't want, she doesn't want to accept her responsibilities of being that greater good like her cousin does on Earth, right? So the basic plot, without giving too much away, if you guys are interested in watching, is basically, you know she travels, Kara, played by Millie Alcock, who I think did a good job in this movie. I'll get to that later. But she basically flies from planet to planet and drinks and, abandons her responsibilities on red sun planets so where she can feel pain and, get drunk and blasted and all these, young adult teenage girl stuff, when you have some type of trauma that she has, which you'll see in the movie. Um but man, I just think that the script was shit. I'm not gonna sit here and try to sugarcoat it. And apparently, the script writer for this movie is writing the Wonder Woman movie, which I am not. Hopefully, James Gunn changes that because if you take an iconic hero like Wonder Woman, right? Even when you have a poor actress, right? Like Gal Gadot, right? And you have her play Wonder Woman in the first movie that came out, I believe in 2017, 2018. I don't remember. But the World War One movie with, you know what I'm talking about, Wonder Woman. Gal Gadot is not the best actress, but the script and the direction of that first movie, the Wonder Woman movie, elevated Gal Gadot's acting. So, but if you get this script writer to write that Wonder Woman movie, regardless of the actress, you can have Angelina Jolie play Wonder Woman. The movie's probably gonna fucking suck because I don't think this woman knows how to write a script. I'm sorry, and I'm not trying to be, sexist or divided or anything or cause division, but I mean, damn, this script was pretty bland. And when you have like a brand new superhero, right? This is the first Supergirl movie since what, the 80s, the 70s. So when you have some people view Supergirl as an iconic DC hero. So when you have her and this is her first movie and you put out that, it's kind of like, man, what's going on here? But a little bit about the movie. I'm sorry to ramble on like this. It's not really organized. I literally just, came back in. Um but yeah, a little bit about the movie itself. Basically the plot is it takes place after Superman, and Kara is, you know flying to these planets to get drunk and party and shit like that. And basically she gets to this one planet where the villain of the movie, I don't even remember his fucking name, um kills a family for like their swords or some shit. And then um the survivor of that family, their daughter, or yeah, their daughter, it goes on this quest for revenge, and then she finds Kara at one of these bars, and basically she's like, "Hey, can you join me in my quest for revenge?" And Kara's like, "Fuck no, man. I'm not. I don't give a fuck about that shit." I'm sorry for if I'm cursing a lot. I'm gonna try to tone it down, but yeah, she doesn't care about that, and basically Kara and the villain run into each other, and then the villain shoots Crypto with a poison needle, and then Crypto has 3 days to live, and then the antidote is around the villain's neck on a necklace. super cliche, and then the journey begins. That's basically the generic plot of the story without giving much away. Um, yeah, and I just think for a plot that generic, right? Which is fine. You can have a generic plot if you have a great movie. Oh, I mean, if you have a great script, excuse me. But to have a plot that generic and a script that shit, I mean, I I don't know what James Gunn was thinking when he greenlighted this movie in this like when because when he read the script, he because James Gunn is a great director. I mean, he's directed great movies, so and entertaining movies. So I mean, I don't think I'm just so confused because this was the launch pad of Supergirl and DC, right? DC is supposed to be getting this whole rebranding. Superman was a resounding success. People loved it. People felt like Superman was Superman again. Um, and yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what the hell is going on over there because again, this is the birth of a universe. So I'm not gonna sit here and say, yeah, every movie has to be a hit, right? And then when you compare it to the MCU, right? It was Iron Man and I believe the Incredible Hulk that came out back to back. I could be wrong, and I think Iron Man was a hit, and the Incredible Hulk was a little bit more lackluster. I love the Incredible Hulk, but I think people thought that movie was a little bit lackluster. I can see the resemblance in these, like Superman and then Supergirl, but at least the Incredible Hulk had a decent script, right? I keep going back to the script because it's just like you guys just have to watch the movie. I mean, I don't know, like it's a really poor script, and I'm not even like a movie aficionado. Like my favorite movie of all time is Transformers 3: Dark of the Moon. Like I don't like I'm not sitting here trying to, pinpoint, subplots and inaccuracies and issues and scripts, but like you sit down and you watch this movie, it's only like an hour and 50 minutes. You sit down and you watch it, and like in the first 30 minutes, you're like, my God, this script sucks. But yeah, enough of the script. I should talk about the acting and all that stuff. I think Millie Alcock, I think she did the best she could with what she was given. And I think we know that she's a great actress because if you watch House of the Dragons, she played young Rhaenyra in the first half of the first season, and she did a phenomenal job. She was one of the resounding uh, actresses of that season, and she got a lot of praise for her role. Um, and in this movie, you could tell she has acting skills and she's a very talented actress. So I think she did the best she could. Jason Momoa, obviously showing up as Lobo, was the highlight of the movie, and he had limited screen time. So don't go into the movie thinking, Jason Momoa was going to be chasing Supergirl all throughout the fucking, excuse my language, all throughout the the galaxy. Being Lobo. But Jason Momoa did do the damn thing. Shout out Jason Momoa. But the acting overall, I mean, yeah, it's a superhero movie. The acting is the acting. Um, but man, if I had to rate this out of like 10, maybe no, I'm not gonna go that. If I had to rate it out of 5, I'll probably give it like a 2.5. The CGI was decent. The action scenes were cool. There was some really cool action scenes, but that last half, I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I hated this in Superman and I hated it in the Guardian. Well, the Guardians of the Galaxy it fit a little bit, but James Gunn has this tendency, or whoever, whatever product, like I don't know if it's a James Gunn thing or a director choice, but I noticed it a lot with James Gunn. He does pin drops, uh, as in like he puts music in like action sequences, which is fine if it fits. But I mean, the pin drop in the third act here, I don't know what they were thinking. Um, but it's just like again, I'm not gonna sit here and criticize this movie. It's only the second movie in a cinematic universe that's building itself out. You have the Lantern show that's coming out that looks amazing, in my opinion, with Kyle Chandler, and I forgot his name, but the light skinned dude with the green eyes. I forgot his name, but they're playing, John Stewart and that whole aspect over there. But I mean, yeah. I the Batman Part 2 started filming, I believe, recently. And when that comes out, I think it's gonna leave a lot of fans asking the question of not even really asking the question, but like just being like, okay, Matt Reeves obviously got something working. James Gunn, at the studio, DC Studios, you got to figure it out, man, because sooner or later, people are just gonna be like, I'm not watching, whatever James Gunn is gonna put out. I'm watching what Matt Reeves is putting out with Batman. because you saw the Penguin. The Penguin was a banger, but the moral of the story is, I think Supergirl had the potential to be a solid B level second movie into a universe, but the needle drops, man. It kind of took me out the vibe, like just one after another. It's like, come on, man. And then again, Millie turns in a great performance, and I feel like she deserved a better script. But this is just like a Guardians of the Galaxy spinoff with like a Kryptonian in it. But overall, I mean, I already gave it a 2.5 out of 5. Um, I would like to see Millie Alcock as Supergirl again. I think she is gonna be Supergirl again anyway. But yeah, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, please. Let me know what you guys thought about the movie if you've seen it in the comments, and I'll see you guys next time.